What's up, people? I am back for another video. Today, I am going to be talking about my 10 favorite movie scores of all time. And how I'm going to do this is there's going to be some where it will be just solo, a single movie, but then there will be some I'll just encompass it in a franchise. So it'll be just, and like I said, movie scores is one of my favorite things in ever. Like in terms of music, like I like rock and metal, but listening to movie scores is just a thing I can do and like pass the time. Just some of the like movie scores is what makes a movie, in my opinion. It's one of the key components why these certain movies I'm gonna name work, even if some of them, which one I'm gonna name right now, don't work in terms of the franchise. So right now, number 10, and I hate to say this, but this was higher. You know what? No, and I'll put it a little bit further. I'll say it real quick. It was gonna be Battle Heroes by John Williams. Whatever I think of Star Wars right now, I think it's ruined, and the story's broken, and I don't think it can really ever be fixed under Disney. The Battle of Heroes score is beautiful, and you can never take that away. And in my opinion, my favorite John Williams piece of music, you know, favorite John Williams Star Wars score. I think it's just so beautiful, and I love the Imperial March, which that'll be an honorable mention. I think Imperial March is great. It's just Battle Heroes is just so that whole fight, Anakin and Obi Wan, but just that music, and they also had Duel of Fates kind of mixed in there too, which that's another one. Just in general, you know what? I'll make this answer the Star Wars score. I'll just kind of encompass it all because yeah, there's too many good John Williams Star Wars stuff. Battle of Heroes, Imperial March, the song that plays, when Luke looks into the two suns. I think that music's beautiful. Um, Duel of Fates, but the thing is just Disney's fucked it up so much. But like if I can still say objectively, this music is great. It doesn't matter what fucking they did to it. They can't take that away. They could take away ruining the story for me a little bit, but they can't take away because I can't just sit here and say, "Oh, the music's shit." No, it's still good. It's still good. So that's my number 10. Number 9 is an interesting choice considering I'm not even the biggest fan of the movies, but the score itself is just a fucking beautiful piece of music, especially in horror. The Saw theme, composed by Tyler Bates, who's also done. He did a lot of the music for the Rob Zombie Halloweens, which was decent. The main tune for Saw, and that's what I'm mainly talking about. That song is so good. It's just such an interesting melody. It's just every time I hear it, it's just like holy shit. And I'll admit, when I first heard the song, I had heard the song before I watched the movie. I was just like, oh, this is fucking good music. But then just actually watching it in the movie, it fits. And the Saw score, even if I'm not like I've watched the first three movies, and I think it works as a trilogy. And then but that score is just gonna always be beautiful. So that's my number 9. Number 8 will be Sam is Spider-Man 2, or the Raimi Spider-Man theme composed by Danny Elfman. That music is awesome. Whatever I think of Danny Elfman now, saying some cringy shit like, "Oh, my version is the definitive Batman." No, stop that shit. Whatever. Put that aside. That score is awesome. To me, that is my definitive Spider-Man theme. Always. Even I get everyone loves the Spider-Man or the do like the one from the animated series. Like I get people like that one, but to me, the rainy one was so good. It just encompassed Spider-Man, and so yeah, there's gonna be a couple superhero movies and great ones. Number 7 is is Dark Knight trilogy. Hans Zimmer killed it. It's not obviously my definitive Batman theme, but the score was perfect. Hans Zimmer he's gonna get mentioned again here in a little bit. Just he's so good. It just it's just so good, and I think it fit the tone for those movies. It made it like really pumped up the story really well, and that's one thing that even in that era of comic book films, we were getting like a badass score to go with it. And I feel like a lot of these newer ones, you're just not getting that. Like I just think that's the one thing missing from a lot of the newer ones. I'm gonna say it, especially the MCU movies. Minus Guardians, I think the scores are weak. I can't think of one I really that stands out to me. And I'm not making this a Marvel DC thing. It's just a film thing. Because a film is always supposed to have a strong score. So, yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy score is great. So number 6 is another Danny Elfman one, and I get people are gonna be pissy because I'm putting because this is overall movies. This isn't just comic book films. This is overall movies. So number 6 is hold on. Gee. Number 6 is another Danny Elfman one. It's Batman '89 theme. The main theme from that. I mean, I would even kind of even say the overall score is really good. But I'm talking about the main theme because you do have a bit of like Prince in there. So I'm talking about just the main score was awesome. Yeah, and Batman Returns, I would throw that one in there too. Just that main Batman theme for those movies was all. It was like the blueprint for the animated Batman series theme we got, and it was just so good. It fit those movies. It to me those when I hear that music, I just like that's Tim Burton to me. That music, that environment, just overall, even Joker's music when it was a score, not the Prince song they played. That one was really good. So that's my number 6. Now we're on my top 5. Number 5 is gonna be this is the last comic book film. Man of Steel theme. And it's not just the main theme, it's the overall score for that movie is beautiful. Whatever y'all think of the movie, even people who hate this movie, which I heavily disagree with them, they even say the music is beautiful. Like from the jump, the music. This to me is my favorite Hans Zimmer score in terms of in comic book films. I love the Nolan music, but this to me is just God. I can listen to that whole album. Just the music when he leaves. When Jor-El sends Clark to Krypton. The music when obviously the flight music is fucking great. Um, and I'm sorry, guys. I get people love the Donner theme, and I'm sorry it's not going to be in this. I'll just spoil it. I like the Christopher Reeve theme and the John Williams score. I think it's iconic, but I'm going to be real. It's not my favorite, even not even my favorite John Williams music. It's not. I think there's better music he did. It's good, but it's not my favorite John Williams music. But back to this score. It's just so beautiful. And then obviously, like, the music during the fight, during the scene when he destroyed the world engine, it was just fucking beautiful. And then the music in the end, the main score as I call it, is fucking epic. To me, it is my favorite version. It's my favorite live action Superman theme. Sorry, I disagree. I think it's just in terms of, and this is just me looking at it from pure composing. I just think it's better. I think, no disrespect to the John Williams theme, I think it's good. It's just not my favorite John. It's not even my favorite John Williams score, but it's just this is so good, and I will agree it's more iconic. But to me, it's so good. So number 4, and Man of Steel is an awesome movie. Number 4 is the Predator score by Alan Silvestri. I think that music, and I mentioned this in the review when I reviewed Predator, the music is the big thing that makes that movie. The main score is fucking great. It's so action heavy. It's very Like it sets the tone when the Predator shows up. It fucking bumps up when the Predator shows up, and it's awesome that we get to carry over in that in Predator 2. So it was awesome that like they carry over. Silvestri's music is fucking beautiful, and Predator is such an awesome film, but that's a big reason why. It was such a simple score. It wasn't over the top. I mean, he also scored Back to the Future, and I mean I like Back to the Future. I think it's a decent score, but it's not like my favorite. His score here is just awesome. Now are my top three. Number three is um, Halloween. Halloween 1978. I mean, I would almost say overall the franchise, and I'm going to include 2018 a little bit in there because 2018 score. It's also John Williams. It's also John Carpenter along with his son, but we're gonna stick to mainly Halloween '78. That score is just phenomenal. If you want to talk about the epitome of the music making the movie, this John Carpenter score, it's so simple. The sting when Michael shows up in Scream. You know, obviously we all know the main theme song is like the most iconic horror theme. Like even normies know, even like haunted houses that don't even really have a Michael Myers setup. They just play that music because that music works, and it fits when they play it. Like when Mike Loomis shoots Myers out of the window and he disappears, the music kicks in. It's perfect. Laurie's theme when it's just relaxed, it's just somber. It's like nice sounding, and the chase music, like Halloween '78, is a perfectly scored film. So was Halloween 2, but that was Alan Horworth, I think is his name. That's a good. I'll probably do a horror movie one for sure. Like when we get closer to Halloween, I will for sure do a like horror score. But yeah, Halloween is up there, and this is coming from somebody who's only been a Halloween fan for it's gonna this year be 10 years since I got really into the franchise. But that Halloween '78 is such a good score. It's just beautiful. It works. The opening music where they just play that main tune. It's just with the pumpkin and the orange lettering, and then like the sting, like I mentioned earlier, where when he appears, it's just eerie. Like it just works. So that's my number three. Number two is Jaws. This is another John Carpenter one, and Jaws' score is phenomenal. This is the epitome of horror music. As much as I love the Halloween theme, and that's like epitome of slasher movie music, but I think overall, like Terror Jaws is it because it's been like copied a lot. Like how many like versions of the Jaws theme you hear? I mean, not saying that it didn't happen with the Halloween one, but just Jaws. That music, the dun dun, like just that part alone. I've heard a version of that in a lot of other stuff. It's just simple. This is, in my opinion, my second favorite John Williams score. And obviously, my favorite, second favorite movie of all time. But just, it's perfect. It works. And it's the epitome of like, oh no, you're about to die. You're fucked. It's like, it's simple. It's just a simple tune. It's not an over the top tune. It's not fucking you know. It's just simple, and that's what I think. Big reason. Like, but I'm gonna kind of tie in Halloween into this too. Why like just the '70s scores were just simple. Like, it wasn't over the top, and there's that. And number one is of course Jurassic Park, my favorite film of all time. So of course it's gonna probably be my favorite score of all time. I just that music, man. The main theme, like when it kicks in when they're on the helicopter, when the Rex kills the raptor, it's that adventurous music. And I'm gonna throw in the franchise in general because I think Lost World has a really good score too. That main like score from that film is very like that's an adventure movie score. Like, oh shit, okay. Like, I think Lost World is really brilliantly scored too, and I think the scores in World and Fallen Kingdom are decent. It's obviously not as good as the original stuff, but I think that's the one thing that all the Jurassics I'll say -3 get right is the score, especially those first two. That when fucking John Hammond says "Welcome to Jurassic Park" when they're looking at the Brachiosaurus. That music pipes in. It just, oh man, like even right now, getting chills from that. Like, it's just such a good score, and my favorite John Williams piece of music. And I get some people will argue I think there's better scores of his, but it is what it is. I just love that Jurassic Park score. I will always cherish that music. It just, yeah. But yeah, move like the scores. I just all of the scores I've named in this 10 list is why like these films are some of my favorites. Is music makes a movie, and I really wish Hollywood. I think some movies still get that art, but I feel like a lot of movies don't. Especially comic book movies. I don't. I feel like they just kind of half-ass the music now. Just get some quote-unquote epic sounding music, and that's it. Like no, like whatever you think of Zack Snyder. That's why I said Man of Steel is because he understands the importance of music. He understands the importance of music. And you know what? I'm gonna mention a score that this would be an honorable mentions. 300. Just since rewatching it, that music is fucking epic. It is like, bruh. That is also Tyler Brad. I think I just looked it up because Brad um hold on. I think it was Tyler Bates who also did the Saw music. So he's done some recognizable tunes. And another tune I fucking should have mentioned, T2. That music by Brad Fidel is fucking great. That opening score. So that'll be if I were to insert it, it would be like 2B because I think that score is really phenomenal. That main score in Terminator 2 is so beautiful. And when it hits when, the T800 dies, it's just beautiful. So just film scores all around. I can easily probably make another list of stuff because I just think movies. There's so many good movie scores out there, and that is one thing about film I love is the art of film, love the music, and I really wish newer movies would get that and not just get generic sounding stuff. So, um, tomorrow I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna do my bands I love. So we'll be doing Skid Row. So that'll be the band I'll be talking about tomorrow. And then also, I'm thinking tomorrow, since everyone's already talking about it, I'm gonna review the preview since I've watched the Jurassic World Dominion preview. I'll just say it leaked on YouTube, so now I don't even have to watch Fast Nine now. So, but I will do a review of the preview, and I will mention it will be spoilers. So the preview is fucking awesome. I'll just say that. So, um, but that'll be my two videos tomorrow, and then later this week I'll do a video comparing Ripley and Sarah Connor, just kind of talking about both of them and talking about which one I like one a bit better. So that'll be a video I'll do on probably Wednesday. So, cheers. But other than that, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Disney, fuck One Ring, and fuck bitch ass James Mangina. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.